So I have to say, this is for entertainment purposes only, and pay attention because I've done some things here to help myself to get this out to places that I wanted to go, or at least a couple more than 2 people. So I was saving this video, or I was finishing off like the final edits on it and all of that, right? And then I looked, because I was writing this too. I was listening back to it to make sure it all made sense, because it's kind of hard, right? So I was writing this because I'm a fucking ADHD multitasker weirdo, which is my letter to myself about why I'm grateful. And that ended at the exact same moment that I stopped writing this, and then I looked and it was 11:11, and I was like, all right. So Bridget, I am so grateful that you have always overcome your battles by listening to your intuition and trusting the universe, as well as all the guidance given to you daily. So many people dismiss this, and so many people feel like they are just crazy or too afraid to trust themselves. I'm so grateful you believe in your power to do and be anything you set your mind to, and I know you will. I'm so grateful you honor your own gifts and encourage others to use theirs. I'm so grateful you have never allowed those who tried to harm you win or keep you down for too long, and I'm so grateful you're not afraid to be seen, speak up, and do what's right for yourself and others. I'm so grateful for who you are today and who I know you are becoming. I love you. I love you. Okay, so this video here with 1 like, 2 comments is the third tonight that I have had come onto my stuff. The first one that I had come onto my stuff was the man who, or yesterday, and when he was, you know, singing, right before he did, he was singing a song.
Revolution, start a fucking revolution, start a fucking revolution, you've got nothing to lose.
This is the first video I saw. I wasn't sure if I was gonna get it again because sometimes Instagram fucking refreshes. But that was the first one that I saw. Earlier today, I saw something about MK Ultra and having to do with the stabbing that happened in Australia. And if you don't know what MK Ultra is, it's a mind control program. Roseanne Barr talks openly about it. She's all aware of it. She's like, dude, this is definitely happening. It's happening to so many people. It's like all these people who are asleep, who can't see the truth. They're being manipulated by it. And then, like, I can see it. I saw a post today where someone's like, guys, this is a false flag, bop-a-da-boop. And even if things really fucking physically happen, there's still falseness to it. It's not what you think it is, okay? Like, I will agree with you that a lot of the things that have happened that were not correct happened, but they didn't happen in the way that they're told to us they happened. They're not correct. They're lying a lot of the times, and I'm not surprised that these people are finding themselves being like silenced about it. Obviously he did this to get himself seen, because he knew that if he didn't, nobody would see it because it gets suppressed, which you can see. You can fucking see firsthand. These people that usually have videos that are being seen by thousands, that have thousands of likes, thousands of comments, and not getting seen. You know, that second girl is freaking. It's the piecing together. It's the piecing together for me. You know, they're not like her videos not being uploaded. Those little things. It's all for a reason. But yeah, not saying that she's like viral on Instagram or anything, but her other videos have far more than 1 like or 1 view or 1 comment. So yeah, you know, think about that. Think about why that would happen. I don't even know what I'm going to do with this information other than, I guess, share it with somebody that might care about it. And the thing that I was talking about earlier is Lionel shared it, and in the comments, people were being like, no, going back and forth, and somebody in there specifically talked about MK Ultra. So it's just strange, just weird, just more synchronicity, bringing us back to the, like, why would this over here? Because these are 2 totally different events, 2 totally different things that happened. And they're distractions, you know, basically. They're distractions from things, but it's hard in this world. You can't trust much other than yourself. And when I give you this information, it's not to freak you out. I literally just watched back the video I recorded the other day about, like, listen, nobody's coming to save you. Nobody's coming to just, like, fix all your fucking problems. There's no reason for you to think in that way. We need to do something all together to change shit. You know, we need to do it. We can't wait for some savior. We can't wait for the rapture. We can't wait for the Palladians to come down in their fucking mothership. We are the ones that we're waiting for. None of her stuff is being seen. They won't let her upload anything. And she's like, when you go to the Max Azzarello, there's really nothing there. And there should be. So I come here and I was like, let's see. This is what he shared right before he set himself on. Don't ever let the government tell you there's a curtain you can't look behind. Bop-a-da-boop. He dies after settings where Trump is on trial. I'm an investigative researcher who has set himself. The extreme act of protest is to draw attention to an urgent, important discovery. We are victims in our government, along with many others. And I feel like this is why it's being silenced. This is why it's being silenced. This is why these motherfuckers don't.
Breaking news. Someone just. Ponzi scheme is so grand that it is causing global inflation. And he said this is why Bitcoin is always directly correlated with the inflation rates. He says the victims who bought crypto don't realize that their money has been stolen. So the money is getting double counted. Before we go any further, let's get everyone clear on what a Ponzi scheme is. This is what we call robbing Peter to pay Paul, or PayPal. Let's break down how crypto kind of could be like a Ponzi scheme. They both have promises of high return. They lure in investors, telling them that they're going to make way more money than they invested in it. Also, a lot of cryptocurrencies, not all, lack any real assets. That said, things like Bitcoin and Ethereum are actually backed by the blockchain technology. Although there might not be assets, the technology is worth something. Main component of a Ponzi scheme is that as new investors come in, you have to take that investor money and give it to the old investors because there's no other money, because it doesn't have real assets or real business operations. It heavily relies on people continuously investing in it. He says when this Ponzi scheme comes to the surface, it's going to take down our whole economy and our stock market. He says that the perpetrators are piping money into the blockchain so that they can funnel money out using crypto exchanges. Essentially, he says all of these people are buying crypto, it's going into the blockchain. That money is getting funneled out, major corporate criminals. While you might not want to believe this guy, Nobel Prize winning economist Paul Krugman told Business Insider that the Silicon Valley Bank was basically operating the same scam as Bernie Madoff, as well as this NYU professor who wrote an opinion piece about it was basically a glorified Ponzi scheme with poor risk management. It's been highly documented. These cryptocurrency exchanges have been used to funnel money to terrorist organizations, ransom money, blackmail money. And we could probably take a wild guess and say that's where the trafficking exchange of money is happening as well. But the U.S. Treasury has already sanctioned hundreds of millions of dollars related to all various types of crime that were using these crypto exchanges to off-ramp the money. Okay, now this is my favorite part of the manifesto. It said that our government in the U.S. is a secret kleptocracy, where both parties are run by financial criminals whose only goal is to divide, deceive, and bleed us dry. They divide the public against itself and blame the other party while everything gets worse and more expensive and a handful of people take all the money. What is a kleptocracy, you ask? A government characterized by rampant greed and corruption. Oh shit, we are. He says it's not just crypto. There's Ponzi schemes happening through stock prices, Ponzi schemes happening through college science research that never turns to anything, Ponzi schemes designed to look like global initiatives, Ponzi schemes that are actually just failed startups that were meant to fail and really just take a whole bunch of money. Said even beyond crypto, the elites knew all along that they would gobble up all the wealth that they could and then yank the rug out from under us when the time came. You see this right now with all the billionaires making bunkers and trying anything to get off planet. He said the biggest lie of all is that we are powerless in this situation. It says that the media is basically a doomsday cult. Our entire lives we've been flooded with media designed to slowly steer us into a world where the American dream is dead, where the public is fully divided against itself, where everybody believed we are powerless to do anything about the worsening circumstances. That if you sat and asked yourself, why would a secret doomsday cult of kleptocrats want the public to consume this? And you will find your answer. What does it always come down to? Money, power, control? I love this. Instead of Democrat and Republican, I'm just going to use kleptocrats going forward. He also said that when the crypto Ponzi scheme collapses, they'll blame it on some foreign entity hacking us, either Russia or China, so that the real perpetrators can get away with it. It was pretty ironic when earlier today, the FBI director warned us that Chinese hackers have been positioning to attack our infrastructure and that it could be so catastrophic and we don't know when it could hit. Okay, but now let's get to the real juicy stuff. If you made it this far, you deserve to know. He claims that Harvard is a super crime school, and the thing that stuck out to me the most here is that they're connected to MK Ultra. So I found it on the CIA website, and it's true. They literally did MK Ultra testing in Harvard. This is an article from 1977 from Harvard's own Crimson newspaper, where they confirm the connection between MK Ultra and Harvard. So then I go deeper down the rabbit hole. And that's when I realized that Ted Kaczynski, aka the Unabomber, was one of the test subjects at the Harvard MK Ultra study. I just discovered this right now. That Ted Kaczynski actually started Harvard at 16 years old because he was such a genius. Which is so interesting because this book, Chaos, by Tom O'Neill, also links Charles Manson to being an MK Ultra victim. Now, you might be wondering, why would I choose to make a video on this when I don't cover a lot of stuff that happens in the news? And you know why? It's because I dabble in these areas of information. To see someone that the only way that they can feel heard, that people will listen, is to take their own life in such a horrible way in front of the courthouse of the most media sensationalized person on the planet. It's fucking tragic to me, honestly. I'm getting so emotional looking at his last message of, I love you, I have to take it down. Okay, if you ever find yourself feeling in any way similar to what that man was going through, please, 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 give it time. Something that is as much as possibly how our whole entire government and system and corporations and everything around us works. That shifts your whole perception of reality and life around you, and you literally start living a different life in some form. But trust me, just please give it time. Don't ever, ever take your life to give a message, even if you feel that it is the biggest, most important thing that everybody needs to know. I promise you, there's things that I discovered 10 years ago that I thought would never come to the light of day. And trust me, it will. And if any of those people actually did what you said, please just trust in the greater mechanism of the universe, the simple just cause and effect law. Just please trust in that. And this is why I do think it's so important when we're diving into conspiracy stuff to also, you need to have some faith, whatever that faith is in. You know, for me, it's more towards universal spirituality. Other people, it might be Christianity, whatever it is. You need to lean into that faith and trust in the greater good as well.
I came onto my Google homepage to see if I could find anything about yesterday's happenings, and this is what I find. Yeah, that's what I find. It's pretty far down there too, you know, pretty far down there, and I'm not seeing anything about the other circumstance. What are you doing? Build a bed, TikTok required sale passes house. What does that mean? 9 hours ago. They have to sell it. Why are people so fucking stupid? What is the problem? Of course he does. Of course he motherfucking does. 'Cause he's a fucking weirdo. proper, yeah. No, we don't want the truth. We don't want anybody to know anything other than what we want them to know. Because we're in a free world, man. I'm gonna set myself on fire. Well, that's good. Maybe it's gonna come down to certain places. I don't give a shit. I don't use it enough to care. I really don't. But it's just another one of those fucking things that shouldn't be happening. What happened to the freedom of speech? You know, what happened to our rights? What happened to our rights? To fairness, to inclusion, to unison, to things that maybe go against what the fucking majority wants. You know? Is it hurting anybody to have TikTok? Isn't there bigger things? Are there bigger fish to fry in our world than TikTok?